Hey guys and girls, it's Nathan here for the B.Invested headquarters, talking about how to manage your money like the rich do. In society, there's all different types of people and all different classes. I guess growing up, I was somewhere in the upper of the bottom end, sort of class of blue collar working, hard working family, and always wanted to be rich. And there's different levels of rich, whether you're on the up end of the white collar trade, whether you're in the high net worth position, whether you're into the billionaire, trillionaire sort of status of the ultra rich 1%. And each level, I guess, I've been able to go up a couple of levels, not right at the top. I want to be a billionaire one day, but I guess each level requires a different version of yourself. And starting off my investing journey, I realized that I needed to treat my investing like a business. So I started to treat things like a business, and I thought about what that looked like. So all successful businesses have a good vision, they have a good structure, they have good budgeting, they know where they're going to. So they have defined positions in their structure. So many families I see on a day-to-day basis don't know what their budget is, which is a simple thing, right? What is your money looking like? Do you have more money going out than what's coming in? Are you spending your cash flow on useless things, loans, afterpay, credit cards, all that sort of stuff? Do you have car loans coming out the wazoo? What is your position looking like? So I think, first thing to look at is budgeting. What does your cash flow look like? Do you have a defined cash flow stream? Do you have cash flow from multiple different asset classes? If 2020's taught us anything, that is that you can't survive on just one income stream. A lot of people were working, for 10 years in a job, sacrificing 10, 12 hours a day on traveling and getting there, and suddenly find themselves without a job and in a financial crisis. So, what does your cash flow position look like? How many revenue streams? Is it 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 different sort of revenue streams that you have, or is it just one income? What are your expenses looking like? What are your fixed costs that you've got to run your day-to-day lifestyle? What can you change? What does your lifestyle look like? Does it look like it's here, or do you need to be here, or do you want to be here? What's your break even? Do you know what that is? What is your net worth position looking like? What is your capital position look like? What is your asset under control looking like? Have you budgeted that out? Because a lot of people have bad habits and they trade through their family life and inside their house, and they go to their investing and into their job. What sort of income streams do you have? What are your budgeting goals? Do you have certain targets that you want to reach? Do you have a KPI for yourself? When I get X amount of assets, will I get myself a reward? Being a new car. Most people go, I'll go buy the car and get myself into lots of debt and not think about the consequences of that. There's been times throughout my investing career where I've been very successful and I've bought $500,000 cars, and there's been times after that where I've bought myself $1,000 cars. So, how does the actions that you're taking fit into your overall plan and overall strategy? Do you know what your strategy is? Do you know what your goals are? I think it's always important to look back, as to where am I today and where is it that I'm trying to go, and what do I need to do each step along the way to be able to get to that end goal. So on your budget, what is your cash flow? How many streams of income do you have? How secure are those income streams? What can you do to bolster up those income streams? What does your salary look like, after expenses? Do you have a budget? Do you have, an emergency fund? Do you have savings? Do you know where extra cash flow is going to come from? Do you have an emergency fund? Most people are 1 week away from being broke. Most people are bankrupt, but they're going to the bank and getting, more and more lines of credit and all that. People ask me, Nathan, why am I so confident of, the property market in Australia? And it's like, I see the housing market as being the ATM that everyone goes to. So many people out there have bought a property and it's got a loan for more than what they paid for it because they've had to go back and use it as an ATM. Are you budgeting correctly? Because I know personally in my own life, I've only ever taken out debt attached to properties. I don't have debts in all other areas of my life because I've been very stringent on how that cash flow works. What is your retirement fund looking like? Do you have a super fund? Do you know what's happening inside your super fund? 9 out of 10 people ask, oh, how much do you have in your super fund? And they go, I don't know. All right. 9 out of 10 people ask, who's your super fund with? And they go, it's with, and they have to think about it. It's like, you might have $250,000 in your super fund, but are you taking an interest in that? What steps have you taken in control of controlling that? That's what a lot of people don't look at, which they need to be looking at. Where is my income coming from? What protection do I have around me? I look at myself and always trying to make myself broke, right? And I use broke as a very sort of temporary sort of word, because broke's not having cash on you today. Poor means that you've got no chance in getting it. From broke, what I'm always trying to do is, I know when my income's going to come in. Most people get paid every Thursday, every Wednesday, once a week, once a fortnight, once a month. I want to make sure I'm spending money every day. I want to make sure that I've got cash flow coming through every day. So as soon as I get that cash flow, I pay some bills, and then I go and acquire new assets, which are going to increase my net worth position, increase my asset position, increase my cash flow position. So then I know that tomorrow I've got more cash flow coming through. So how often are you getting paid into your position? Is it daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly? Where is that money going? When the money comes into your hands and possession, are you taking control of that? Because most people, the government says, we don't trust you enough, so we're going to take our money out before we give it to you. So, when you're getting paid from your boss, if you're in a job, you're losing your tax straight up because they don't trust you to pay that taxes. So instantly, the first bill that you pay, if you're getting paid $1,000 a week, you're probably losing $200 of that to the taxman and to the ATO. What are you doing when you end up with $800 in your pocket? Are you spending it on groceries and food and living expenses? Are you spending it on doodads or crap when you're buying it on late night shopping? Or are you investing it and spending it on yourself? So, some people out there talk about the 50-30-20 rule, which is spending the first 50% on your own self, on investing in yourself. The second 30% into your needs, being food, rent, shelter, roof over your head. The last 20% onto doodads and things that can make you happy for a bit of short-term gratification. For me, I thought it was really important when I first started investing that I've seen people work 30, 40, 50 years of their life and end up not in a great position. I wanted to make sure that if I had to work 2 full-time jobs for the first 10 years of my working life, that I'd do the hustle and then save that cash and be able to put that aside. So for me, I worked 2 full-time jobs from the age of 17. I actually worked from the age of 13, no child labour, but I was working from the age of 13 to 17. From 17 to 24, I worked 2 full-time jobs and took all of that cash flow and I put it into assets which would replace my income. So then I didn't have to worry about going to work for an income. So yeah, I think it's important to understand, what does your position look like? What are your clear defined goals of where you are today, where you're heading, and what you need to do in order to be able to get there?